Hey Derek, how's it going? Yeah, sorry it took me a bit to get around to this, but here it is. So when you want to start doing this under class tools, you're going to need to create a rubric. So the rubric's just right there. Once inside the rubric, you're going to just click the blue button. You'll see the other rubrics you have created. We talked about labeling the rubric so you know what it is. So we called this like a cylinder assignment, right? Based off what we were doing. And then in here is where the draft is. We'll come back to publishing that at the end. If you want to have less levels of criteria, you can just change this. This is level 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of grading. We changed it over to text only when I was working to you, but you can play with that. And you'll see that once that's done, I usually just save it just to make sure it's set up. And then I go create my levels and criteria. In my levels and criteria, if you click on this drop down, this is what's going to appear in the level 4321 box. Remember, you can add up here because we click text only, so you could say 80 to 95%, right? That's where you would change that. And then in here is where you would put like your maybe your expectations or whatever you have. Like we talked about in ours, we said great. You know, we talked down here, we said good, okay, and so forth, right? The other thing when we do that, right, we've created the first one. We can create feedback. So what that does is if you select this one, they get that feedback automatically. Not many people use it, but you can. When we save that, we'll go back and we'll see there it is. Now, if I wanted to change my criterion, it's the same way. I just go in here, edit criterion, and for instance, if I wanted to really use success criteria for this, I could. You'll see that here's the levels names right here. You can work on that in here, and the criterion names you can change within here as well. So we could say measurement, I don't know, 1.5, right? And you would just save all that. And so now that the rubric is going to be created, right, you're just going to go back to properties and then you're going to publish it. Once it's published, that means now you can access it and tie it to things. So you'll see there's cylinder assignment, and you'll see it's published over there. Now, if we go back to Dropbox and we wanted to create that, right, we're going to go into this Dropbox icon. We're going to go new folder, and I'll just call this the same, cylinder assignment. As you'll see, I'm a better typer when no one's watching me. There's the originality check if you want to do plagiarism, say you're using it for language. Category is just organizing it, so we'd already set up a math one. If you want to tie it to your grades tool, we could, so say it was measured multimedia. This is if you want to give it a mark out of something. You don't have to, because in yours you're going to use a rubric, right? When we click on rubric, you'll see that there's cylinder assignment, the one we just created. This spot right here is important because it gives you the ability to give your instructions, right, or post your success criteria, or whatever it is that you want to, whatever you want to do in this space, right? Maybe instructions on how to post the video that I'm going to show you in a sec, right? Once you're done, you can set if you want it unlimited or one submission per person, and you can just read these and figure it out. But once you've created it now, you'll see that there's the math heading, and here's cylinder assignment underneath. Now, when you are ready for those students to submit it, you're going to go to a news item, create a new news item. In there, you're going to call it like whatever you want, submit here, right? And this quick link is how you link. Remember, you can write instructions in this news thing too, but I'm not going to. But you could say with file types and all that, right? You can have those instructions copying, pasting everywhere so they can see it. There's a cylinder assignment. Again, sometimes what I would do is I find that it's kind of small, right? Maybe harder for them to see. I jack up the size a little, put some text around it, and then I publish it, right? Now, this is where it gets a little like I had to play around, but I figured out how to do it. So when a student comes in now and sees that, they're going to click on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to impersonate one of your students, right? So Leah is going to get it, so I'm going to impersonate her. Now, when this is what she'll see, so she's going to come in, oh, cylinder assignment, submit here. I click there, and you'll notice one thing is when you go to submit here, you need to add a file. It won't let you do it without a file. I tried to insert stuff in here, and it just won't let you do it without a file, but check this out. I figured out it's a pretty good way to do it. When you go to student, each student has a locker. So when they go to their locker, right, they're going to create a new file. So maybe this is the part of the video you show them. So hey students, you create a new file and say we call this file cylinder assignment, right? And what it does is in here, it gives you that same ability to insert stuff. So we're going to insert the video, and I believe as a link, I've copy and pasted a URL that I created a video in, so I'm going to paste that in there. You'll see that when I do that and next it, that video is going to show up inside of here, right? Now, by doing that, it creates, there it is right there. They can make it public to others, or they have a couple options, but then when they create it, it creates like an HTML version of that. So what happens now is, okay, everyone, you could have the students start using their locker, so they've got it in their locker now. Then they go into yeah, she's going to go into Dropbox. Oh, sorry, we're going to go the easy way, right? Because we put a link here. She's going to click on here. She's going to go in and she's going to read, there's your rubric set out, here's your instructions or success criteria here. But then when it comes to adding a file, she's going to add a file, but one of the options is My Locker. And when she adds it in My Locker, she can click on the assignment. There it is right there. So once she decides that that's what she wants, she'll click there and add it. Once it's clicked there and added, she can put some comments explaining to you why it wasn't complete or whatever, and then she can submit it. Now you're going to see that she's submitted that. So what that looks like from your angle is that when you go into your Dropbox now, and this is pretty nice, you go to cylinder assignment, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see, okay, there's Aaliyah's assignment submitted at 1:08. You're going to see the assignment there, but now watch this. This is what we wanted, right? Is you click on it, here comes the assignment, there it is. You can watch it in this window, right? See how they did? And then you can go over here, you can click on your rubric. You could mark this and give them a level 2 in here and here. You could give them feedback. The feedback will all be generated, right? You could save it. And then if maybe you want to be more specific in terms of your grading, so you want to give her like a 98%, she killed it. You can see that this is saying it's going right to the grades tool. And then you'd give her some feedback, right? If you wanted, you could record the feedback and then you would publish it, right? Now when you publish that, what's going to happen is she's going to get that file inside of her mark book. So I'll show you what that looks like just in terms of the marks. When she comes in and looks at her user progress, right, what will happen is that mark, sorry, it's slow right now, that mark's going to show up because you linked it to a grades tool, is she'll be able to go here and see that she got 9.5 or 98% out of 10. So that's when you link it to the grades tool, this is where it shows up in their work, right? I'll retract that for her so she doesn't have it in there. She probably wants to keep it though. So that basically describes how you import like an instructional video like you're doing into like Dropbox, tie it to a rubric, assess it, tie it to the grades tool. And yeah, hopefully that helps you. The last thing I know, I did it quick with you, is see this 360 link generator. How you do that is, again, when you're in the when you land on the blended, you want to go to that blended learning page. I'm gonna make this icon in your course for you, but basically you're gonna come into your course, you're gonna click on that icon inside of there. When you find it's a little slow, when you find the video that you want, so say it was whatever, I don't know if this is a video, it was like this is where you wanted to, no, that wasn't a video. We need one with one of those 6 digits up there, because what we did is looked up science, right? And when we looked up science and searched it, up in top right here where there's these 6 digits, you're going to find the video where you want. You're going to copy these 6 digits. So here's this one. Oh, you got to click on the World of Science, right? Because then it will give you the 6-digit code. There's the 6-digit code for this video. You're going to copy it. You're going to go back into your course, and when you're sorry, I got to look you back up. When you go inside of here, all you're really going to do is you're going to submit that 6-digit code into here, right? Paste it. You're going to generate the URL, and then in News, I don't have to show you, you're going to copy this URL in as a link, and it's going to link you to that video that you wanted to show them. Alright, hopefully that's everything that you needed. If not, just email me and we'll solve it out. Alright, great working with you, buddy. Cheers.